So exciting. Okay, let's let everyone in. Come on over. Hi, guys. Uh-huh.
Hello.
There's Jasmine. Hi, Nathaniel. Thank you for coming.
Oh, the special guest is here.
There is a special guest.
It's not
Happy birthday, Yasmin.
Thank you.
I didn't know if we were going to see you today. I'm so glad that you came, babe. All right, so welcome to the last day of 5th grade, kiddos. How does it feel?
Good.
Good. So.
Very depressing.
You're gonna be a
Depressing.
Because it's the last day of 5th grade.
Yes. Kinsey, you missed the end of the one and only Ivan. Make sure you read the last couple chapters. They're fantastic.
Me
Okay.
too.
Yes, Nathaniel.
Oh, but I sent Kinsey a picture, a video of it. It's over 3 hours.
The audiobook, yes. All right, so we're just gonna wait for 2 more minutes and then we will introduce our special guest. And then just a couple norms: when our guest is on video, we're gonna have to mute ourselves. And then after our special guest has a chance to talk, then it'll be our turn to ask questions. So we're very excited.
Okay.
How's everyone feeling about the last day of school? Good, Michael? Good, Elena? So? Yasmin, what are you doing for your birthday?
We're having like a little party at my dad's house.
And what's gonna happen at the party? Will there be balloons?
Yes, they're all over.
All over. What color are they?
Black, white, and red.
Ooh, I knew it. And what about birthday cake?
My mom's picking that up.
Are you a birthday cake person or a cupcake person?
Cupcake. I don't really eat cake.
Yeah, I know. It's just the fun of it. I feel ya. All right, 1 more minute. Counting down to 1 more minute. We will introduce our special guest.
So at 5?
3:05, and it is officially 3:05. All right, so if everyone can go ahead and mute yourselves. I'm going to be muting myself in just a moment so that there's no background noise. Remember, even if you feel that it's quiet at your house, sometimes there is an echo if we don't have our mute button on. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to our special guest, and you will have to guess who he is. Your first clue is, this is his famous quote: "Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future." Elena knew right away. Okay, let me show you the second hint. All right. This is someone that you may recognize driving around the Central Valley. And if you ever see this car when you're driving around Fresno, you can give a little honk and he waves and smiles at you. He truly does, even in the middle of traffic. And finally, this is the one I like to show off. You guys have seen this one on my door many times. That would be...
The Abraham Lincoln one?
He's not Abraham Lincoln, but his name is Mr. Kopi Sotiropulos. So at this time, Mr. Kopi, if you can go ahead and show your presence, make your presence, we would love to hear a story from you. And this is Kopi. Kopi's not a Zoom guy, so he's still figuring.
There we go.
There he is.
Hey kids, good to see everybody. How are you? Have a great day. You're wonderful. Well, I'm going to be reading. How many of you love to read? Raise your hands. Awesome, awesome. Because another saying that I have is, if you can't read, you can't succeed. So reading is really important. So read, read, read. You know, you may lose your pen, you may lose a book, you may lose a shoe, but guess what? Everything you read and you learn and you put into your brain, nobody can ever take that. That's with you forever. So read all the time. By the way, I'm going to be reading a very, very scientific book right now on architecture. How many of you want to become architects? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. There you go. Good. It's good to see everybody. There. Very good. Very good. One over there. Yeah. I know you're shy. How many of you speak Italian? Raise your hands. Let me see those hands waving. Oh, very good. All of you do. That's wonderful. Because this book is on architecture and it's in Italian. The print is very small, but I think you'll understand. So you're going to love it. Oh, my goodness. Mrs. Hagan, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I picked the wrong book. I actually picked up The True Story of the Three Little Pigs.
Oh, no.
Can I read that instead? Is that okay?
I guess.
Okay. Well, next time we'll do the Italian book. Well, this is one of my favorite books, and I get a little excited when I read it. So I'm going to ask you to read along. Not read along, but kind of repeat after me every now and then. So don't be shy, because we're all in this together here. We're going to be reading and having fun. Well, this is the true story of the Three Little Pigs. Everybody repeat after me. The true story of the three little pigs.
So let's try this, guys. Unmute yourself and let's see if it works.
I think it will.
Okay. Let's unmute ourselves.
Let's read the title. The true story.
Okay.
The true story
of the Three Little Pigs.
Of the Three Little Pigs.
Oh, you guys are awesome. You kids are great. But here I go. But I do need it quiet. I do need it quiet. It's very, very, because I've been working since 3 o'clock this morning. I'm kind of a little tired. I gotta just kind of rest sometimes so I'm not too loud. So just everybody go. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. Call me Al. Call me Al.
Hi, Al.
Awesome. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but guess what? It's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault. Wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and oink, 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 piggies. Hey, that's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would think that you and 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 you, all of you out there, were big and bad too. So, like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. Repeat after me. This is the real story.
The real story.
Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear little old granny. And I had a terrible sneezing cold, and I ran out of sugar. How many of you love your grannies, ran out of sugar, and had a cold? Raise your hands so you know how I felt. Well, so I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a real pig, you know what I mean? And he wasn't too bright either. He made his house out of what? Straw. Now, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, boom, it fell right in. Now, I didn't want to go into somebody else's house, so I called out, "Hey, Mr. Piggy, a little piggy, are you in?" There was no answer. Well, I was just about to go home with that cup of sugar for my granny's birthday cake when all of a sudden my nose started. I'm fine, I'm not going to sneeze. Achoo! And I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe this. Everybody, do as I do. Ready? Ready to sneeze with me? Achoo! There you go. And now, and you know what? The whole darn straw house fell down And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little piggy right there, dead as a doornail, right there. Now, I was just, it seemed a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner just lying there. So I did the only thing there was to do. I ate it. Oh, come on. Think of it as a cheeseburger lying there, okay? So it's not that bad. Well, I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next neighbor's house. Now, this neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house out of sticks, just like that. Well, I rang the bell on the stick house. Ding-a-dong, ding-a-dong, ding-a-dong. Everybody ring with me. Ding-a-dong, ding-a-dong, ding-a-dong.
Ding-dong.
Guess what? Nobody answered. Well, I called out. Hey, Mr. Piggy, it's your friendly neighbor, Al the Wolf. Are you in? And he yelled back at me, oh, go away, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. Everybody after me, repeat. One more time. Well, I had just grabbed the doorknob when all of a sudden I felt another sneeze. I'm fine. It's just the pollen and the dust in the air. Achoo! And I sneezed another great sneeze. And you're not going to believe this, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. And when the dust cleared, there was the second little piggy. Dead as a doornail. Scouts on her. Just like that. Unbelievable. Well, most of you know food will spoil if you leave it out in the open, huh? It start kind of smelly if you leave it on the counter. Then little worms start coming around. Then it starts to move and turn green and yellow. Ugh, terrible. So guess what? I did the only thing there was to do. I ate it. So there. Oh, come on. Think of it as a cheeseburger just lying there. Well, now, I tell you what. I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my granny's birthday cake, so I went to the next neighbor's house. Now, this neighbor was the first and second little pig's brother. Now, this guy must have been the brains of the family. He, are you ready for this, built his house with bricks, just like that. My goodness. I knocked on the brick house. Knock, knock, knock. Everybody knock with me. One more time. Boom. Guess what? There was no answer. I called out. Hey, Mr. Piggy, are you in? And do you know what this rude little porker answered? Oh, you better get out of here, Mr. Piggy, and don't you bother me again. Well, talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and it would have given me a little bit for my granny's birthday cake. Just had a little bit, not a lot. What a pig. So I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday cake, a birthday card instead of a cake. And guess what? I felt my cold coming back on. I'm fine. Achoo! And I sneezed another great sneeze. And you're not going to believe this. The third little pig yelled, and your granny can sit on a pin. So there. Well, I'm usually a pretty calm fella, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I get a little crazy, if you know what I mean. Unfortunately, when the police drove up, I was trying to break the pig's door down just like that. See that? Everybody together. Do what I do. Ready, go. Achoo!
Achoo!
One more time. Achoo!
Achoo!
Get a Kleenex. Make sure you use a Kleenex. And I was huffing and puffing and making a real scene. And the rest, as they say, is history. The newspapers found out about the two pigs I had for dinner. Whoop-de-doo. And they figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound too exciting. So they jazzed the whole story up with that huff and puff and blow your house down stuff. And guess what? They made me the big bad wolf. They made me the big bad wolf. That's it. I mean, that's a real story. I was framed. But let me ask you a question. Right there. But maybe you could give me a cup of sugar. You kids got to give me some sugar, are you? I wouldn't. So how'd you like the book?
Yay! Give them a round of applause, guys.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. See how much fun reading can be? I mean, obviously you got to do your homework to get good grades, to become a good student, so you can get a good job and have a good life. You know, that certainly does help. But now the other thing is you learn so much. How many of you read about science? Raise your hands. Anybody read science? Raise your hands. How about sports? Anybody read about sports? How about history? How about history? Beautiful. How about comic books? Comic books, fun stuff. Yeah, we all have different interests. But the important thing is you read so you get knowledge and you become smarter, you know, and you have more knowledge up here. It'll make a lot of life a lot easier to be a good reader. Again, if you can't read, you can't succeed. It's so important. Can you do your homework if you can't read? No. If you can't do your homework, can you get good grades? No. If you can't get good grades, can you get a good education? No. If you can't get a good education, can you get a good job? No. And if you can't get a good job, you can't pay into Social Security, so I can retire. But that's another story. So anyway, that's the importance of reading, kids, because everybody reads. Around the world, you're going to learn so many things, especially with your computer. You guys have access to so much. So any questions about what I do at Channel 26 and, you know, the weather and all kinds of different things? By the way, I was an actor in Hollywood for 10 years. I did acting, I did television and film. I worked with Eddie Murphy. I worked with a lot of people. So that was cool. How many of you have a goal in your life that you want to be? Anybody have an idea of, yeah, this is what I want to be. I know I want to do it. Why don't we start with Elena? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us.
I want to learn how to read and write better.
Wonderful. You know, what a great goal. What a great goal. Because that is going to make your life a lot easier as you go through school and life. You know, because I'm an immigrant. I was born in Greece, and I was like 3 years old, almost 4 when I came to America. And with my parents, and I went to Fremont Elementary School, not too far in the neighborhood here, Fremont, and I didn't know how to read when I went or speak English. So do you think it was tough? It was tough, but I had no choice. And when you don't have a choice, yes, you do. You have a choice. You can sink or swim. Does that make sense? If you don't know something, if somebody throws you in a pool, you're going to learn how to swim. You don't want to sink. Same with reading. If you don't know how to read and write, it's going to make it tough. So you can sink and not learn, or swim and learn how to do it. So you're on the path to success because you're going to be a great reader and a great swimmer. How's that? Awesome. Anybody else have a career that they want to, something that they want to do? Nathaniel, yeah, what's your career? What do you want to do?
Meteorologist.
Meteorologist, wonderful. Always look outside first before you tell anybody. Okay, that's one. But wonderful. You're going to take, astrology. You're going to take meteorology. You're going to take all the science courses. And you can start in high school too, even elementary school, and then go to college, get your degree in meteorology. And then also, if you want to be a meteorologist, you want to be on television. If you want to be on TV, a TV weatherman, weather person, meteorologist, it's also good to take a speech class to be able to get in front of people and talk, which is really important, because you're not going to get up and go, it's going to be hot today, and then it's going to be tonight 27 degrees, and then I'm going to go to sleep, and then wake up, and it's going to be chilly in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's going to be a beautiful day. Sun's going to come out, but I'll tell you what, tomorrow, watch out. We got to do you see the difference? So if you want to be on television as a meteorologist, you want to take a broadcasting class too. You become familiar with that part of the industry, along with your degree in meteorology. Does that make sense, Nathaniel? Wonderful. Just a little tip for you there. So get good grades. Anybody else have a goal in their life that they want to be? Yes, Jalen. And what do you want to be, Jalen?
I want to be a veterinarian.
Oh my goodness, how wonderful. Wonderful. Do you already have a pet? Do you have a cat? Do you have a dog?
Yeah, I have a dog.
Wonderful. I bet you he's a healthy dog, knowing that you want to be a veterinarian. Why do you want to become a veterinarian?
Because I really like animals and I want to help them.
And you know what? I'll tell you what you just said right now is so important. You like animals, which means you're going to love what you do. So whatever it is you want to do, I'll tell you what, Make sure you love what you do. There's nothing worse than going to work and saying, oh man, I don't like this job. But if you get a good education and you follow your dream and you're ready, you will get the job you like. Does that make sense? No job is perfect. There's ups and downs to all kinds of jobs, but at least the core, your heart, you love what you do. And you'll every day you go to work, you really won't be working. You'll be having fun. Does that make sense? Wonderful. Anybody else? Anybody else? Career choice? We'll come back to you, Elena. We'll come back to you. Anybody else? Michael, anything? No? That's all right. I don't want to bore anybody. Anybody else? Well, wonderful. Well, Elena, what did you want to say?
That I want to be what Jalen wants to be, and I want to be a police officer too, because everything that's happening in the world. And when I was little, I saw this girl that was a police officer, and I never knew that girls could be a police officer until I was 5, and that's how I got experience. Like I saw a girl, so I was like, I wonder if I could be a police officer. So now these days, I just want to be a police officer.
You know what? That is awesome. And you know what? Don't ever think you can't do anything. Always investigate. Always check it out. You know, you want to be, what does it take to do? You know, you got to get your education. You got to be, in good health, physical, to be ready for any situation. So if you understand all those things, you're on your way. I wish you the best. And if you happen to stop me and I'm going, maybe 2 miles under the speed limit, be kind and let me go, okay? Anybody else? Aiden, do you have any idea of what you'd like to be?
So kiddos, so Kopi, what has happened to our group here is we've spent the whole year together as a group of 24 students, and all of a sudden, yes, on March 13th, our lives were turned upside down. And so these kiddos that you see in front of you have persevered, they are resilient, they are not forced to be here. They come on their own, and they come and they gather with me here day after day at 3 p.m. And, we try to learn some things, but we mostly talk and we listen to each other and we share our feelings. And I know these kiddos are full of questions for you that they would want to ask you, but I think that we have caught them by surprise with your presence.
Well, you kids are great. I'm so proud of all of you. I wish you the best. Yes, Nathaniel.
Do you remember who this?
Oh my goodness, that is awesome. Look at that.
Nathaniel's very good with tech.
So much. That is so cool, man.
Yes.
Thank you, Nathaniel.
So this is going to be a hard question for you, Kopi, because our world as 5th graders is kind of unknown. We don't really know when we get into 6th grade, because we're going to be 6th graders tomorrow, they graduate, we don't know what to expect or what's going to happen. As an adult and just someone who is in the media, what piece of advice could you give us to help us kind of persevere and not give up through the summer?
Okay, the one thing I want to say is stay close to your families. Stay close to your families. Listen to your parents, okay? The other thing is, times are tough right now. It's something there's so many things going on. Nobody has experienced this. It's all new to us. It's not like I'm older, I've been through this. Man, we're all in the same boat, if you know what I mean. So what I want you to keep in mind, that is so cool. I want you to keep in mind that think positive, wake up, have a smile on your face, be kind, be helpful, and remember, you may have obstacles in your life. Figure out how to get around them. Think, don't panic, and don't ever give up. And remember, there's always going to be people that have more than you have, and there's going to be people that have less than you have. And when you can, always help someone that needs help whenever you can. That's so important. Coming from your heart. Okay?
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Makes you feel good too. I know Carly had made a card for someone, and she said, "Oh wow, that feels good." So it really does. It has an effect on you, and it makes you feel good when you're doing kind things for other people.
It's so important. May I ask a question? May I take a photo of my screen and put this on, or
That would be fantastic. Yasmin, Jaden, and Brandon, will you please, pretty please, turn on your cameras? Please.
Yeah, I don't want. Is it okay to put the kids on my Facebook?
Yes,
okay.
We're okay.
Because I know
Come on,
sometimes.
Yasmin.
I'm
on, birthday
Yasmin,
girl.
where are you? Yasmin, we need to see
It's
you.
her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Yasmin.
Come on, Brandon. Okay, you guys.
Okay,
Get picture
I'm going
ready.
to count to 3. Nathaniel, stay there. Everybody look at the camera.
Nathaniel, don't move.
Look straight ahead. 1. Oh, here we go, Yasmin. Let me see your face. Come into the frame. I can't see you. Oh, good, Jaden. Beautiful. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Jaden, there we go. Oh, okay, Yasmin, stay there. Stay there. Don't leave. Come back, Yasmin and Jaden. Don't leave. Hurry up. Oh, well, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Well, we got most of them.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Yes. And is this the first time you've read a book on Zoom to a class, Kopi?
Very first time. I had a blast.
Wow.
It was wonderful.
Good. Well, I'm proud of my students because they were not prepared. We definitely put them on the spot. So thank you, Kopi, for being such a trooper and getting through this with us.
Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure. Nice to meet all of you. Have a safe summer. And by the way, have a great day.
Bye, Kopi. Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Have a great day. So on your side, what you can do is, I think there's a leave meeting button at the bottom.
Leave right there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for the lessons too.
Thank you. There he goes. Oh my gosh! That was crazy! Wow!
You're still recording.
Guys, that was so cool!
Always
oh my gosh!
since I watched that part of the news.